Hello everybody, this is Akaboo69. I'm going to do another review of this Marshall. I did one review already of it, but I want to do a more in-depth review if possible. But now I got it on a good overdrive setting. Unfortunately it's not foot switchable, so if you actually do use it live you got to roll your volume knob back, but that's pretty cool. I'll show you how that works. Although my stepbrother might, or we've talked about it, I don't know if he's still up for it. He knows how to hot rod things a little bit, modify them, and he knows how to build a foot switch, 2 change channels. But this is an external speaker out. This does not come on your stock MG15 DFXs. This is a modification that my stepbrother did for me. My personal opinion, this amp sounds kind of like a cross between a hot rodded 800 and like a JCM 900. So without further ado, I'm gonna play for you guys this tone I got rigged in. Surely you can see my guitar. Now you can barely see me. Alright. And then I'll show you this thing. It's got effects on there, although I don't really like most of them except for the delay, but this is a pretty good rhythm and lead tone. My main rig is still the power amp of the Digitech, but I just feel like messing around on this for right now. Now watch, I'll roll the volume knob back. You get a really nice clean sound. It actually sounds a lot like the bigger Marshalls when they clean up. It's got kind of that glossy kind of crunchy kind of clean. So if you ever did use this live, since it's not a single channel amp, but you might as well call it a single channel amp because you can't really switch to the clean unless you have it modified to have a foot switch. And it doesn't have an effects loop, which is another downer, but I mean it's a practice amp, but it wasn't meant for an effects loop. But I've got the delay set perfectly at the right volume and the right amount of milliseconds to where it won't take over your tone, but it just adds a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to turn the effects off for us. Well, I guess I'll leave it on. I'm going to back the gain down and show you all the different voicings this amp has. My personal opinion, I think it sounds kind of like a 900 and 800 combined. Here's a light gain crunch. Kind of like a Plexi, but with a better EQ response. Now let's go up to a quarter of the gain. This Marshall was basically, it uses modeling technology to get the sound it has. They're not going to tell you that because then a lot of people won't want to buy it. Now let's go up to almost half. And when you got it up to like half gain, you got that JCM 800 kind of sound. this, I'm going to show you the different effects. And you got 3/4 of the way, you got of the way, you got kind of a nice you got that nice kind of crunch. Now we got it almost maxed out, and you start getting into that JCM 900 tone, but with more gain. And then you crank it, and you get this. Here's the clean. It doesn't, you know, have much variation to it. It's too late right now, or too early in the morning, like it's only 4 o'clock in the morning practically. Otherwise I would crank it and show you. Well, I probably still can't crank it here at the house, but the clean, it gets a crunch sound as you increase the volume. Next effect I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit on the effects. This has a built-in chorus. The only problem is when you turn the chorus on, you lose your delay, which that's kind of a bummer to me. You have different parameter settings too. You can have like crazy amounts of chorus, you can have just barely any. Now the last effect is the flanger. And then we got it cranked out. And then chorus. The only problem, that actually doesn't sound half bad. The problem is this amp has no effects loop. You lose your delay, and if you run a delay in front of the amp, it gets really out of control sounding. I don't ever recommend running a delay pedal into something that's already overdriven through the front of the amp. You always go through the loop. It's just going to sound horrible. You can actually run chorus before the distortion, but I still prefer it after. Alright, I've got the chorus turned down now a little bit. And you got a nice fat tone. Courtesy of one of my YouTube subscribers. You know who you are. You're the one that gave me that tip. Also, there's reverb on here that I forgot to demo out. I know a lot of people say they hate these Marshall MGs. They're not that bad. The new version of this amp is actually the new MG15 is the new MG15 has Footswitch Capabilities. If you're broke and you still want that Marshall sound, you know, either buy the MG15 FX or maybe buy a modeling pedal, or buy the MG15 FX, have it modified to go into a big cab, and there you go. This amp is modified. It will get plenty loud on stage. The only problem is it being a low powered amp. It doesn't have much headroom. It will start to clip once it starts to increase volume. But trust me, it still gets plenty loud. And this is one more time a rhythm sound with chorus and overdrive.